Okay, so welcome. It's been a while since we are truth seekers, since Dana and I have been frolicking with each other. So today we are going to talk about radically honest. How to be
radically honest.
How to be radically honest. And so Dana, you want to introduce yourself?
All right. So I am Dana Pharant, former dominatrix, high priestess, ass kicker, getting your head out of your ass so that you can get on with your world domination plans. Ta-da!
I always love when you introduce yourself because every episode is different.
Spice of life.
All right. So I'm Gaia Morrissette. I do lots of things in the world, but right now the thing I'm very excited about is consensual world domination. And my consensual world domination plans are coming along nicely. So I do lots of sexual education. And so you never know. And remember to listen to the content warning of the show notes because you never know what is going to come out of my mouth. And sometimes Dana's mouth, she can be a little.
What?
Yes, it's true. I'm totally throwing her under the bus. It's not just me. It's not just me.
Come on. Good cop, bad cop. I am the innocent one with the halo.
Lies. Talking about lying. There's a lie. Liar, pants on fire.
Might as well kick it off.
All right. So we really wanted to talk today about lies and truths and honesty. So where do you want to start?
Yeah, it is funny. It's like I feel like we're like, trying to find our groove again because it's been 2 months since we've done a podcast together.
I think it's been 2 months.
It's been a long, and there's been so much going on in both our lives, like so many changes. I feel like I have really, I almost feel like I've like walked into a different body now. I'm like, I don't know, who am I? Who is this? What is this body? It's kind of a cute body, but like what? So I think I'm going to start there, that like I'm in this state of flux because so many things are changing in my life. This is like a whole fresh start. But we do want to talk about the whole how to be radically honest, why you want to be radically honest, and what the benefits are of that. So stay tuned. We will get to that after we have a little bit of rambling and talking, narcissistically about ourselves because, it's us.
It's us.
Right. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it has been a couple of months since we've really dropped in and did an episode together. And we really veered and changed kind of our direction from our adventure together, from being a retreat to a workshop. And, dropping into like, let's start with the basics and not go so extreme, because both of us are kind of extremists. So we wanted to like, okay, hey, how do we invite people to come hang out with us, not in like an extreme sports sort of way, in a training sort of way. And so, so today's episode might be like, wow, where's the groove? Well, we're trying to figure out what that groove is with this new focus. So, so let's talk about this. We were talking earlier before we got on today's episode, which was like,
we do actually plan these things a little bit,
a little bit.
Doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it. But we try.
Yeah.
And we were talking about some of the things that we could talk about around relationships, and where we thought somebody was telling the truth and we wanted to believe that they were telling the truth, and we ignored our intuition and ignored all the things, all the red flags internally, because we wanted to be the truth. And I believe you were going to talk about non-monogamy and I was going to talk about business stuff. So
I know we are flipping seats. So sex and relationship is on my plate today. If I haven't disclosed already, yes, I am polyamorous. So I have multiple love partners. And so my story is one of the, I call them my team. I love your reference. I took that. So it's Team Dana. The guys all love that, right? It's like they want to be on Team Dana. Hey, it's good. There are tryouts and everything. It's very fun. And not everybody makes it.
And there's a cock funnel.
Let's not get into marketing. So we're talking about sex and relationships, not marketing. Stay on focus. So, so this one fellow that I, was seeing, and he had made the cut to Team Dana. He had said that he was very much open to this idea of the non-monogamy. It was something that aligned with who he was. He really wanted to kind of bring that more into his life. So, finding me seemed like a really good fit. And I thought, well, that's really cool. I really liked who he is and who, or is, I don't know how we say it. He's still alive. So is. I haven't killed him.
And if you did, you wouldn't mention it on a podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Do not leave evidence. Absolutely. Yes. So anyway, so we're moving along, and then the truth is he's actually really still moving from a monogamous standpoint, because everything's going good. We're dating, but I don't want to commit. He decides that there's something about, for me, that he doesn't want to work towards being a primary partner. Originally thought that's what he wanted for me. And then that changed. So then he starts dating and then gets involved with somebody who is very monogamous, very much of that mindset. And then he takes himself off Team Dana. And I'm like, well, okay, that was a bit of a surprise. It was like, you said you wanted this. I wanted to believe that you said that you wanted this. So I let you on the team. And now you don't. And of course, he has since broken up with her and wants back on the team. And I'm like, I don't know, because you're going to do that again. Like, yeah, I don't know if I don't trust you because you've already lied to me. And it's a bit painful because it's too bad because the sex is good. So, but there's these things.
I want to ask you probing questions now.
Oh, remember, this is a podcast, not our private phone calls.
I know.
Just saying, I have limits.
I know. All right. That was somewhat of a boundary setting that nonchalantly she was like, don't take it too far. Okay. So here's my question. So in relation to what we're talking about, this whole like human lie detector and like, and the different layers and different levels of lies. So like, would you say that you thought he lied to you, or was he lying to himself as a byproduct was lying to you?
Yeah, I think it was definitely one of those lying to himself situations, because that did not feel like an intentional overt lie. And then there's a layer too for me where I chose to lie to myself in saying that, I recognized he had more, like, he doesn't have any experience in the non-monogamy world. And generally, not always, but generally when people don't have experience in non-monogamy, they don't know how to navigate. They don't know how to move in that way of, I can love multiple people. I can stay in a relationship with multiple people. It's a very different piece to move through. So I ignored that flag of, I've never been non-monogamous, but hey, this would be cool. And yeah, may have been more of like, hey, I'd just like to get laid.
And what were some of the other flags that you ignored that you were lying to yourself? Like language wise, because I know that there's certain language factors that you would have picked up and then you would choose to ignore because you liked having sex with him. So, so what would be one of those language things?
Well, I think in that he was always asking about, what does it take to be my primary partner? What am I looking for? Like that was a lot of questioning in the beginning. And then, when he separated from the girlfriend that he was trying to, have a relationship with and came back to me, or wanted to come back to me, he's not back on the team. there's still that question constantly comes up. Do you have have you found a primary partner? He's always asking that. Have you found a primary partner? So I think I ignored that languaging in the beginning. It's hard. Like, I'm trying to remember, what were the pieces, but I think it's more about that. Like, it was always about the primary, which speaks to monogamy.
Yeah, which is that whole monogamy, like you can only have one of whatever, like, even in polyamory or no ethical non-monogamy, there is still that like love paradigm of finding the one, your primary one, right?
Yeah.
Like you may have sex with everybody else, but then you have your primary one, which still is a monogamous mindset. Belief system that moves through that. So those are it. Those are my probing questions. I did well.
You kept it tame. You did very well. Yes, I know. So for all you listening, Gaia can be a nosy little fucker. Nosy, really.
Makes me very good at my job.
Yes, it does make you very good at your job. And I know that this is an example that's not necessarily obvious what the pain point is, but what I missed out on is being able to keep him on the team in his skill set, because he's got some really amazing skills, like on that level, like the whole energy side, the energy play was amazing. He's probably the best to date. Not going to rule out that it'll be the best ever, because they just keep getting better, which is great. But whole other topic. But I think the piece that gets missed is that when I get hooked into this dynamic of ignoring my awareness of that there's a lie, that it's incongruent, that there's something just not totally in alignment for me, however you want to say it, I miss out on feeling fully connected with me, feeling fully in my power. And then I know I wasn't going to take it into the money realm, but there's a direct correlation. There's a direct correlation to how much I feel in my power and in my body to how much money I make. So getting involved in a situation that doesn't line up, where I'm like suppressing some of me or all of me, ends up costing me money, as well as the joy that gets robbed, the enjoyment, the connection, all of those pieces.
And the orgasms. Don't forget the orgasms.
Right? Yeah. No. In case anybody needed more motivation of why you want to hone these skills of, being able to spot the lies, being able to tell yourself those deeper truths. Hey, better sex, more money, better relationships. Have we missed out on any of that? I think there's like 4 key ones. I think we missed out on one. Those are 3 of the big ones.
Those are the 3 big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
No, I was just going to make the podcast all about me.
That's okay. I can just ask you probing questions. If you get me bored, that's never a good thing, right?
True. It's very true. All right. What is your example?
So I have had, I would say, one of the biggest pain points in my business life has been being in business with women in particular. So it's like this very female focused here, where I believe so here's where the lie starts, even before the situation happens, is that I desperately want to believe that people are reliable and trustworthy, and that they will say what they will do what they say and be straight up. And so this is like this foundational truth that I so desperately want to believe that I step in the past. I've stepped into like 4, I can just think of off the top of my head, 4 very painful, very drama filled, business, very expensive business failures. Because I went into that relationship dynamic with this belief, which was the truth that I wanted it to be. Because when you want something to be, you can make it so. You believe,
or you can pretend that it is so.
Your perception and your delusion is that
oh my God, the delusions.
The delusion that it can be so.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I ignored everything that would tell me opposite of that. So people not showing up on time. Oh, that happens. People not following a deadline. Oh, it's okay. Things happen. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. All the signs that says that this person is not reliable. This person is not trustworthy. This person isn't trustworthy in that they are not self-aware enough to be able to be honest with me. And so that's, I think for me, has been my life struggle, is the awareness that are people aware enough to be able to be honest with me?
Mm.
Right? It's not so much, do they want to be honest or not want to be honest? Are they aware enough of themselves to be able to give me a yes or a no, or I can do this, or I can set this parameter, or I can set this boundary? And the reality is that most of my life, most of the people have not been. And so therefore it's been an incredibly painful journey, a very expensive one, and a lot of motherfucking drama.
Yep.
And so that's the piece that I had to change within myself to change that dynamic, that pattern that I was doing, is instead of being like, are people trustworthy, for me to be like, is this person aware enough to have the capacity to be honest? If they are not honest with themselves, they can't be honest with me, even if they really, really want to. There's no way that they can be honest with me. Yeah. And pretty much every pain point, every drama in every relationship dynamic I've ever had is been from that place.
Yeah. And, when you're running a business and you're trying to do something collaborative, which a lot of people try to do, right? Joint ventures, yeah, or go into partnership together. Oh my goodness. I see over and over again where people get into partnerships. I have a dear friend who, she has gone into 2 significant partnerships, dove in, ignored all the flags, ignored all the red flags. And each one has cost her easily at least $500,000 each.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge money. I just want to like really drive it home here, right? Yeah. Like when, so when we're talking about our $79 workshop, and comparing that to a potential $1 million loss, yeah, just saying, you might want to come and join us for that. Mm-hmm. Because I can promise that if people develop these skills, you, yes, listener, if you start developing these skills and you start leaning into them, I promise you will make at least 10x return.
Yes.
If not, 50,000x, because what it will do is not only avoid those costly mistakes, but now you can start to find who is in alignment. Right. Mm-hmm. And this is the example of you and I. Exactly. Sorry, I'm hijacking your time, but
it's all right. Just remember, I'll turn around and start probing.
You and your probing questions. No probing. Say no to probing. At least not anal probing.
Yes. I promise I'll use lube.
Okay. Oh my God, we digress. So again, the content warning.
Yes.
You never know what's going to come. now I lost my train of thought. God damn it.
Okay, you were talking about before the probing, you were talking about hijacking my conversation. And then before that, you were talking about how significant savings you will have in your life.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, the
There
ease. So here's the deeper connection that you and I have, a true connection, because we accept each other unconditionally as we are.
Yes.
That is the payoff in relationships, that true belonging connection as we are. We don't have to try to fit in, and we don't have to contort ourselves. And then on a business side, you are avoiding people that are not a good fit and connecting with people who are a good fit. So you're just going to make more money. So both of those are a real benefit of where your skill set's going to go when you lean into this.
Yeah. And what you understand what the core is, right? So like when I was talking about, my core is believing that people are honest and trustworthy and really will speak their truth, because that's how I move in the world, is to speak my truth. But the truth for that reality is that the reason I can speak my truth is because I'm always radically honest with myself. And if I'm not, you lovingly point out
or not so lovingly,
that's fucking bullshit. And so I've surrounded myself. And the beautiful piece of this is that I've now surrounded myself with people who are capable of telling the truth, because they are aware enough of themselves to be able to speak that truth. And I think that's the really important piece, is that in my life, I only now surround myself with people who have that self-awareness. If they don't have that self-awareness, we don't have a deep connection. And I don't go into business, and I don't make life choices with people who are not in that place of self-awareness to be able to speak their truth with me. So
yeah. And I think I just want to say that there are people out there who move in this way. So it's not like you are, by coming on this, journey with us, you're not going to be like the only one. What you are going to end up doing is you're going to be able to find the people who are also on that journey to go with you, to support you, and accept you for who you are. I mean, what a beautiful gift to be able to move into finding those people. So because I think sometimes when we do personal development, we end up moving away from people that no longer fit us, and sometimes it can feel like, oh, there's nobody else out there. But that's a lie. Big time lie. There's lots of people moving in this way, and lots of people who are working on it. And that's fine too, as long as we're all actively working on it. Because I mean, you and I are still continuing to work on it, right?
On a daily basis. And I want to say that it actually happens really fast. So this is the piece that I want to, like, even in the last 3 weeks in my life, I've made 3 new friends that are all moving from this place of self-awareness and honesty. And it's because now I can really attract it. I really want it. I understand it. I can pinpoint it. I can ask the right probing questions to find out. I listen to the answers, like that instinct internally in my body is like, is that aligned with what I need? Yes. No. Okay. I can lovingly release that person. Next. So like the turnaround period of like the bumpy, awkward stage of personal growth, it speeds up drastically. Once you're able to lean into it, it does. So it doesn't even take very long.
No. And circling back to my example, I have definitely seen that in dating, because of course, in being poly, there's always a lookout for a next amazing team member. And this is not an invitation to solicit me for sex, relationships, having your babies, or anything else. So unless you want to pay me money for my services, that you can work out, you can absolutely reach out to me for. Okay. So in my dating, what I've found is that that speed is incredible. Like I'm now at the point where like I have like a 10-minute video chat with somebody after having a little bit of texting, and immediately like they they often decide for themselves. It's like, whoa, okay, no. So you get to move through things very, very quickly, weed out who is a good fit and who is not.
Mhm.
So that's also a huge benefit, and they get better because the ones that are weeded out are gone, but the ones that stay are like each time it's like that level of skills, and I love it. Don't tell anyone.
You just told the world.
I know. Oh, there's not that many people listening. Not an invitation to reach out for sex. Okay.
Yeah. So we're clear. And I'm going to put this caveat in across the board, as I always do, is that neither of us is available for sex, dating, or having anybody's babies. You are allowed to reach out to us in a professional capacity to hire us to support you. That's it. Not to fuck you, but to support you. Okay. So,
or just randomly send me money. That works too. I'm okay with that. So just put that one out there, right? Like instead of sending me a dick pic, send me some money.
Okay. Although, again, that money does not give you access to then send a dick pic or to have sex. So I just need to clarify, I mean, like, you don't move in this world as much, Dana. So let me tell you.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. No, these are teachable moments, not an invitation. Okay. Okay, let's talk about our workshop. Let's talk about our awesome workshop, and it's called Become a Human Lie Detector.
Ooh.
And it's happening on June 9th at 6:30. It's online, so you can be anywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. And we're super excited to have you. So what do you want to say more about it?
I think the really piece that I want to drive home is that this is about giving you those foundational skills. And even if you think you know how to tell when people are lying, like we, of course, like to go deeper with it. And it's really fine tuning, not the surface, like, oh, their eyes are blinking or their body posture or whatever. Like that's bullshit. What's deeper? How do you feel it in your body? How do you know 100% so you can really trust yourself? And and then how does that translate to you moving in the world, and how does that translate into how do you be honest with yourself? Because as we've both showcased here, that understanding when somebody else is lying to us has a lot to do with what are we lying to ourselves? Are we telling ourselves a fantasy? Mm-hmm. And then we make the other person kind of squash into that fantasy.
And we ignore all things that are telling us that this is not part of their they are not even, and a lot of times they haven't consented to be a part of the fantasy we have created for them.
Yes. So it is a deep dive in the 2 hours. And we are asking, lots of people would do this as a, free and a lead gen, but I don't know about you, but I really want people who are ready to step up and implement. So it's a small price point to get in, but huge value in what it will do in your life if you actually implement the tools.
Yes. And it's really important to understand that anytime that Dana and I do anything, we don't give it away for free, because we value our time, our skills, our resources, and we bring our A game for you. And so that's another piece around being in line for us, is this price point, so that you can lean in, we can lean in, everybody feels good about leaning in, and everybody takes value from the experience with each other.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay. All right. So
sign up, get them the link.
All right. So the link will be in the show notes. Sign up, get your spot. And, remember to like, share, and follow tell your friends about how fabulous our Being Radically Honest podcast series is, so that you can listen and see what other crazy things we're going to talk about. Maybe I will talk about sex next time and Dana will talk about business, or not. Who knows? You never know with us.
Stay tuned for another crazy episode.
Stay tuned for another crazy episode. So Dana, and it'll be, all the links will be in the show notes, but how do people reach out to you?
So social media is LinkedIn, and website is Dana Pharant, which is spelled Pharant.
Beautiful. And you can enter my empire at all the things that I do in the world at GaiaMorrissette.com. That's the gateway to the empire. Thanks for listening. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.